3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Barbell Shrugged. I'm Mike Bledsoe here with Doug Larson, Chris Moore, and our guest, they're Welsh. Yes, that's how you say it.
You got it. Yeah.
And Joe Weigel. Both of them CrossFit Games competitors. And we happen to all be down in Miami hanging out. And we were like, hey, come by the house. And they were like, for sure.
Less house, more Coke Mansion, really.
And yeah, it's this house was bought with cocaine money, for sure. Yeah. So
you can see the awesome heat. Is that a heated pool?
Yes, it's a heat. But before we get to talking about Miami and Wadapalooza, make sure you go to barbellshrug.com, sign up for the newsletter, and learn about those 8 snatch mistakes you might be making that are keeping you from becoming the best weightlifter you can be.
And
you said that very elegantly
what
today.
What else is in the video?
You practiced.
The booze.
Rich Froning's abs.
Oh, yeah. You'll get to see Rich Froning's abs.
Always a treat.
As if everyone watching this hasn't seen Rich Froning's abs like 1,000 times.
Yeah, but one more time is not going to hurt anybody.
Is just
Heather's looking at me like, yeah, like, he's right. She looks pretty excited, actually.
Girl, what are you talking about?
So we have 2 Ohioans here. Y'all are both from the Central East. We've seen y'all compete at regionals because we're in the same region. What brings you all the way down to Miami, Florida?
For me, Guido actually invited me. I was supposed to come down last year, and
last year you totally blew him off.
I totally did.
Yeah.
So I had something to make up to him, and it just seemed a little bit warmer than Columbus at the present.
It's
moment.
a cold winter.
Yeah,
it's a very cold winter right now.
Yeah.
We were like negative 12, I think, a week ago.
I don't even know what that feels like.
Yeah.
It feels so cold it burns.
It takes everything out of you, that's for sure. So it just seemed like a good event, and so here I am.
So it's like an excuse to take a vacation and get better at CrossFit.
Yes, absolutely. It's a good excuse.
Now, is this something that you actually peaked for, or you just like keep your training totally normal and you just come down here, do it for the weekend, then you just go right back to what you were doing and no change in your training because you're looking further into the future to regionals and the games and whatnot?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't peak for it. It's just, one of those things where I train and then come to Miami.
You test where you're at, right? See what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good opportunity to see where you are compared to other athletes.
Don't you think people should do that more often?
Absolutely.
Think it's an epidemic where people take it so seriously all the time.
Absolutely. I really do.
Like you're practicing competing.
Yeah.
The audience might pick up me begging the question there because it's actually what I was thinking.
Heard the tone of your voice.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah.
You guys live 2 hours away. That's what I just learned. So y'all are both from Ohio, but you're not from the same town. Mm-hmm. So you're a couple hours away. What brought you here?
I got my flight covered. So I'm coming.
Yeah. The truth comes out.
Yeah, it was a cool event. Awesome venue. I saw pictures and stuff from last year, and it just looked like something to be really cool to be a part of.
It is a nice scene down there.
This is like the nicest CrossFit competition I've been to that's not the games.
I agree.
This is awesome.
Isn't it?
I'm having a lot of fun.
Yes.
What got your attention the most? What's the best part of it so far?
Basically, the best part of it so far has been the Barbell Shrug speaking events. The workshops that we're holding.
They haven't happened yet, but they're going to be awesome.
By the time this posts, they will have happened.
Clever, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the fact that we're in Miami and the competition is happening down on the water.
Yeah,
if you're from Memphis or Ohio, that's awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's how many platforms are there for competition? 3 or 4? Or platform stages?
Three,
or whatever.
Three, I think.
One of them is literally just hanging over the water. It's gorgeous. So like 3 big rogue racks, 3 big platforms, and all that shit.
Everyone from Miami is complaining about the weather. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm walking around in a t-shirt, and everyone's like got hoodies and parkas on, and they're like." Dude, Mike, you're so hardcore. I'm like, no, I'm just.
Are you sure you're not just injecting those words?
I'm pretty sure I heard the words hardcore.
I find a lot of people that are from Miami, they're apologizing for the weather.
Yes, yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's 70 degrees. It's never like
Everywhere
this.
else, it's torture.
Yeah, I feel like it's 80 degrees warmer.
There's not enough fucking heating oil in the world.
My cab driver tonight is wearing a jacket, and he's like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, man, dude, I don't think it's that bad.
The guy at the sunglass
That guy's
store.
definitely from Cuba, where it's even warmer. So
the guy at the sunglass store, he was like, "You're not wearing a jacket?" He's like, "It's freezing down here." I'm like, "Dude, it's 30 degrees warmer than where we come from." So
yeah, I was telling people, I was
awesome.
like, when I left, I looked out my back door, and the swimming pool was frozen. So that's what I tell people, and I'm like, that's the way it was when I left. So this is perfectly fine. They're like,
that's how unfair my life is, man. My pool is currently frozen. I'd say that the best part I like today about the competition of all the things I liked about the competition, seeing the athlete area, it's dope. It's like very spacious.
Oh, yeah.
Tents with mad amounts of couches and seating space.
The
Spread
couches
out
were
wide.
key.
Pallets of coconut water. I'm assuming anybody you need a refreshment, you get a coconut water.
Oh, they're treating the athletes well here, are they not?
Our athlete
well.
village is on the beach. We got
Yes.
chairs set up like right on the water.
You got a personal athlete village
we
set up?
do.
We're like, we're
Yeah.
going
We do.
right there to the beach.
You don't get that shit in powerlifting and weightlifting.
No, they give you just a floor.
In a very crowded warm-up room with not enough weights, and it's in the back of some shitty hotel conference room. You know, I mean, how many times have you been in one of those? This is luxurious.
Plenty of times. All right, Joe, how'd you do today so far? This is the end of day one.
I
Are
don't
you
even
drinking booze?
Yes,
And
I
you
am.
compete the rest of the weekend?
Like I said, it's not regional.
We're the
so
ones talking. We're
I don't,
allowed to drink booze.
I don't get to go to
It's
Miami.
okay
so,
to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. How often am I going to get to come to Miami? So I figured I might as well enjoy myself. I don't even know what place I'm in. I think the first one I was like fifth, and
dude's gangster.
the second one I think I was about fifth. So I haven't seen the overall leaderboard. So I don't know.
What are you looking to get out of it, though?
I just
Someone
want to
check your status.
I just want to see how I stood up against some good athletes here.
Like a temperature check, right?
Yeah, see where I'm at. I'm going to keep my training focused on regionals, but it's good to be able to participate in something like
Do you
this.
have anyone here specifically that you're looking at to see like how you match up against?
No.
That you've been like chasing for a while or anything like that?
No, there's I'm the only guy from the Central East that's here. So
Do you think this is indicative of what might happen at regionals?
It's a pretty open-ended question.
like in terms of the workouts.
The weather?
Well, there's some competitions where you go to it and then, you might place 50th, but then you show
Yeah.
up. If you were to show up to regionals that same weekend, you'd place third.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you can read too much into these kind of competitions. I think it's great competing, but Scott Panchak got fourth at the same competition last year, and he's been fourth at the games the past 2 years. So, yeah, I'll take it for what it is. It's a good comp, good time to get out there with good athletes, but regionals comes as a different beast. So, I'm not gonna look at it like if I get first, like, oh man, I got this, or if I get last, I'm screwed. They got to stay focused on what regionals is. So
Yeah.
The wise man once said, "Don't count your chickens before they're hatched." Whatever that means.
Don't put all your ducks in one egg. That's the one I heard.
Yeah, don't put all your ducks in one. No, you come here not to compare, not to do whatever. You're seeing where you're at. You're making sure you're ready. There's no glaring weakness before you go into this competitive season, right?
yep.
I think the thing I always say in recommendation of powerlifting and weightlifting meets, like you go in just having fun. You're picking one target, one meet. Like if you're a weightlifter, it's like maybe 2 years out, 4 years out. If you're a CrossFitter, maybe it's the games next year. These acute events really mean nothing, to your point.
Yeah.
It's mostly about getting comfortable, mixing it up, and having fun, meeting all these people, building relationships.
Yeah, and it gets you prepared for that. You still get that nervous feeling before competitions, and that's something you got to deal with at regionals every year. So more used to that.
So we never actually got your guys' backgrounds coming from you. So maybe we'll start with Heather. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into CrossFit, and just give a little bit of like kind of your stats and like your big moments. That way, everyone that's watching that doesn't really know you that well kind of gets an idea of really who you are.
Yeah, excuse me. I started. I've always been an athlete my whole life, but after I have 2 children, and after my second, the women in my neighborhood, they were talking about this exercise class that they do, and
So after you had kids, you got into CrossFit.
afterwards.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. And so then they invited me along, and honestly, I pictured CrossFit to be a glorified boot camp that they did in a field, and I don't know where the field came from, but in my head. Oh boy!
Early on.
It
The
was,
things our imaginations come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
it was 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started, and the first gym I walked into was Graham Holmberg's gym, one that
yeah.
he was just coaching at.
Well, you lucked out.
And, right?
Yeah.
Like, hello, nice to
So
meet
maybe
you.
that
I had
explains
no
why
idea.
4 years later you're where you are.
Right, and he had just gotten back from his first games, and so I was kind of taking this all in. I just love the intensity of it. It brought me back to, the days that I played volleyball at Ohio State and that kind of training and goals. And
you're an Ohio State girl.
I'm a Buckeye. Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Every time I go to Columbus, I can't stand to see all the Ohio State stuff. There's nothing else but that.
There's nothing
It's so
else.
disgusting.
No, it's really bad.
It's like I want to gouge my eyes out.
Is there something wrong with being proud of your home team?
No, I get it. There's nothing else.
There isn't. You're right.
It is different there.
Y'all are committed.
That's not true. You've got that big ass sandwich they sell.
There's
near
only
the doppelganger or whatever. There's this giant sandwich that they have near the Ohio State Stadium. It's like a challenge. If you can eat it, you get free.
That's
that
a
going
burger
for it?
place.
There's
Burger
only
place, okay.
only one other town, and this that I'm familiar with that is like Columbus, Ohio, is about the Buckeyes, and that's Pittsburgh and the Steelers.
Oh, and the Steelers, yeah.
Those are the only two cities I know of where they're all in on that one thing, and it's just like
The Steelers
Yeah,
thing is
it's like-
everywhere, though. People take that shit really seriously.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Oh, sorry for cutting you off, but
No,
the
that's
Buckeye thing just got me all fired up.
Go
and,
Bucks. That's
yeah,
right. You can say it.
I need you some more
I'm not
exciting
gonna
things
say
to
it.
get
I won't
tired
say
of.
Say so yeah, that's in a nutshell. That's how I got involved into CrossFit, and they asked me to be a part of the team that year, and that's when there was still sectionals and regionals. That it was kind of like all over the place. Everybody did their own region.
Oh, the sectional. That was a fun year.
It was a fun year. It
Yeah.
was great,
Yeah,
but
I had
so
a blast.
different from what we do now. So.
Yeah.
And then the following year, just kind of trained towards making it as a team to the games, and we did. And then in 2012, I made it as an individual. And 2013, I finished 8th at regionals. So I'm working my way back up to.
It sounds like the bug bit you pretty quick. The competitive bug. Like,
Yeah.
you got right into it. Like you got on a team, and before you know it, you're in the games, basically.
Yeah. And I was fortunate enough to have Graham there, just working with me, and he recognized that I was an athlete and that I could potentially do good things and perform well, and I just kind of walked in the right place at the right time.
So
I was very lucky.
You made the games the year previous to this one, and you didn't make it this year. You placed
Yes.
8th at regionals. Now something similar happened to Michelle Kinney,
Yes.
and we had her on the show, and she had that big comeback this past year.
Right.
What do you think about that? Do you feel the same way?
That would be great. Obviously, that's what I'm training for, is to make it back to the games as an individual. However, I'm in a different place in my life than I was last year. Last year, I'm a teacher. I teach 2nd grade.
Oh, cool.
And
Bless you. Bless you and your amazing levels of patience.
It's the best job in the entire world besides being a mom. But
I don't know. Podcasting's pretty cool.
yeah, I see that. Yes.
I bet you can also bake a perfect apple pie. You're shaping up to be like an all-American mom and shit. I crush wads. Here's fresh apple pie.
There's Chris's imagination running away with him here.
It's the next logical step. Really.
But last year I stopped teaching. I ran a CrossFit gym, and that was besides my children, my entire life was CrossFit. And this year I'm back to having more balance in my life, and that works best for me. So who knows if I
So
make it
are
to
you
the games?
teaching again, or are you
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
So
I'm back
that's
teaching.
balance.
I have balance in my life.
Okay,
Yeah. When
yeah.
I'm in the gym, I have, like 2 hours, and those are my 2 hours. And if I don't get in what I need to get in, then I don't get it in.
So just training at the gym. You're not coaching or doing any administrative or management stuff.
I'm coaching just one night a week, just 2 hours. So it's
Just for
it's
fun,
good.
basically.
It's
So maybe
just
it
for
was a
fun.
little,
Yeah.
was a little bit of burnout, like too much of exposure to like a
think
little distraction and too much.
Yeah, I think I lost the fun in CrossFit. I didn't do any competitions. I was doing a lot of volume all year, and it was CrossFit. My whole day was structured around it, around my training, and I kind of lost sight of what's important in the big picture. So
Yeah, it's funny. So you go back to that, and then the results come back.
yeah.
That's what's beautiful. Like people are obsessed that if I'm not working as hard as I can, I'm not going to get the results I want. It's just not. It's objectively, demonstratively not true.
Exactly. Yeah. And you feel better, and it's not so. I was crushed when I didn't make it to the games this past year.
Yeah.
Really, really crushed. And I feel like this year there's not so much emphasis on I've got to make it to the games or that's it. It's just more of like I'm doing this for fun, and it brought me back to the roots of why I actually started CrossFitting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that is actually different than maybe Michelle Kinney a little bit. That's good.
But you know,
everyone's got their own path and journey.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Put that on a postcard. I think everyone's got their own path, man. Your path is this one.
Quote me. What about you, Joe? Your background?
I started in, I think, 2008. I was a senior in high school.
Go up to the mic. There you go.
Started in
You gotta
2008.
nuzzle it
Sorry.
like it's something else. You're
Close
getting intimate with it, man.
2008, senior in high school. I think I tried.
How old are you?
Name 24.
Oh, fuck. You're so young.
Shit, he's a kid.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're
like you're a
fucking old,
That's how I
dude.
know I'm old when I go like 24 years old.
You were
Man,
long in the tooth.
I wish I was 24 again.
No, you don't. Look at you. You got this beard and you're here. And there's so many
had a
great
beard since he
things
was 12.
happening in your life and
I
shit.
don't know. It's not very convincing. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think one of the first workouts I did was Fran, and
Of course.
yeah, everybody seems to do that one first. Then it took me like 11 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I didn't, I was doing kipping pull-ups, with my hands like facing this way and like doing a froggy kip and stuff, and I was like, man, I got crushed on that. I was like, anything that feels that bad has to be good for you. So, and I was always really competitive. So, yeah, it seemed like something I could do that would, be a good avenue that I could compete at.
Did you have a sporting background in high school and everything?
I play sports in high school, yeah, but nothing after
What'd
high
you play
school.
in high school?
I ran cross country. I played football. And that was
You ran cross country and played football.
different years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all the athletic abilities there. What'd you compete in cross country? Just I assume there's
just like
different lengths of running. I never
it's
concerned
all-
myself with the running.
it's all
on any
5K.
level. 5K.
Every time, yeah.
That's a lot of Ks.
Yeah. every time it's another 5K.
If you add up all the Ks I've ever run, I don't think it's 5.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, much more fun to lift heavyweights.
So that's when I started, and then I've pretty much been competing ever since. Just wasn't very good at all at first. I was just a skinny little kid, like 170 pounds or something.
Oh.
So that's kind of my background, how I got started.
What do you weigh now?
195.
Yeah, I mean, so that's solid growth.
So you just started CrossFitting in 2008 and just kind of... Were you at a gym that was focused on like training for the games, or was it just kind of like show up and do the 45-minute WOD? Or
When I first started, I was doing it in the high school weight room.
okay,
And
so you didn't start at a CrossFit gym.
Well, one of the teachers at the high school, he kind of started an affiliate out of the gym, out of the weight room.
Oh, cool.
So
That's very interesting, actually.
it started there, and then it progressed, to the actual facility eventually.
It's a lot better than you get at most high school gymnasiums. Like we say, usually it's like a very loose interpretation and a bad utilization of like bigger, stronger, faster, whatever the old program was. That when I was like in the late 90s, when the late 90s when I was in high school, everybody did this program because it came out of some mysterious coaching association. Well, shit, it's what you need to do.
That was the very first time I ever heard of a clean and jerk. Was at a bigger, faster, stronger convention in a high school weight room.
I remember us executing that program the classic way. Strap that bar up, pick it up, get that weight swinging, get it swinging, and then reverse curl. And now you are a fucking powerful football athlete at that point.
I have literally been taught that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Like 15 years ago, that's exactly what I was taught. Slam it off your thighs and just pick it up right to here.
And that is...
You don't want to like bang your collarbones though, so keep it out here.
That's not so.
Away from your collarbones. That was bad.
Wait, so you're very fortunate, man, to get exposed to something that's, a lot of people argue about, getting into the weeds about whether it's the best thing for athletes. But I think for well-rounded, competitive, sporting folks, teaching you good technique in a clean and jerk and a snatch. I mean, where else can you get that as a high school kid in most areas of this country?
Yeah, it's rare. Yeah.
Same with the soccer mom. Same with the busy 45-year-old office worker. Like, When would you ever learn a clean and jerk in any other reality other than if it was through CrossFit? So I always fought back on that's what's so cool.
So if you were doing D1 volleyball, you said.
Yeah,
So
yes.
do you guys have a dedicated strength coach, and were you doing cleans and stuff before you ever came to CrossFit?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you had a good background coming in.
I did. Everything was taken off of blocks though.
Okay.
So not directly from the floor.
I can see that being okay for a pure volleyball player.
Yeah, for volleyball, it was great. It was great, but I hadn't. Oh my goodness, I hadn't done that since in like years, probably like 5 years.
Yeah.
And so it was an adjustment coming back. But once I just picked up the bar and just started working again with, my movements, it came back pretty quick.
So you say years. You've got a couple kids.
Yeah.
How old are you?
31.
Oh,
I didn't think she was going to tell you.
yeah.
I thought she was going to go, shh.
I can't believe you asked
the secret.
Ask a lady how old she was on the radio.
I know. That was
Old
ballsy.
man.
This is being recorded.
It's okay.
I had to ask. It was just like, man, I was starting doing math in my head and it got hard. So I just asked.
Carry the one, and she must be either 22
I was trying to do it. It didn't work.
I don't know. So it's obvious that all that came back relatively quickly because that is a pretty steep ascension to games, like just 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So the work came back quick.
It did. I think that I think the biggest hole that I had was endurance. In volleyball, we really didn't run long distance a whole lot.
Right.
And so the longer workouts kind of, set me back, and those are the ones that
What's a longer workout?
What do you
think?
back in the day, it was
Okay.
like 20 minutes, That's
a long workout.
That's a
for
long
me.
workout. Right. Like where I excelled at the 8-minute workouts, go and I'm
Yeah,
good.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. It's the most fun. But yeah. And so last year I hired Doug Katona, and at the time he was with CrossFit Endurance, and he really, built my engine up so that I could handle the longer workouts and gave me more endurance.
What'd you guys do to build the engine?
Oh my gosh, I ran and ran and I ran. Yeah, and then I ran some more. A lot of,
I know Doug and Brian McKenzie are both big fans of like a lot of sprinting for building the engine.
That's what we did, and I did a lot of 400s, 800s, and then it put me in a very uncomfortable position, which is exactly where I needed to be in order to kind of to build that engine to where it is now. And so now he's no longer my coach, but I think that work it's paid off.
Right.
So
I think people assume that if you hadn't had it, it's somehow a disadvantage. Like, I never ran, so maybe I can't give this a go. It's actually, I don't think that's actually true, because what do you have? Moving really well, athletic ability, a toughness. You can dedicate yourself to whatever, because it's not easy. I was a college athlete. It was kind of a shitty one, but I was a college athlete. I went to school. It's hard to survive college. It's actually tough when you're going to study all and you're doing all the mandatory hours.
Yes.
You're going to class at like 8 a.m., 6 a.m. I had like 4 a.m. to like 6 a.m. conditioning sessions. It's really tough.
It is.
If you can come out of that and you have a new challenge, like I have something I've never done, 800-meter sprints or whatever. People think, well, you'll suck at that. Well, actually, no. You have a new ripe area of adaptation
and
that
don't
you take
have those
that experience to
distractions.
and put it to with no expectation other than I got to make it work. And that's how you get a huge increase in that ability.
Absolutely.
It's not true that you haven't done it, so you're somehow going to suck at it forever. It's not true.
I agree.
Yeah. It's like me, I went back from doing a powerlifting, bent over low bar style squat, doing high bar squats. And also, I'm squatting like a brand new person, even though I'm broke down and beat up. It's not true that if you haven't done it, you're not going to be good at it.
Exactly.
That actually brings up another thing. You guys live in Columbus, which is where Louis is. So do you guys go over to West Side and train over there at all?
I have never been over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's crazy.
You got to go just for the banter.
I should. I should go say hi to Louis.
You totally should.
Yeah, I know.
Tell him that we sent you over there.
I will.
Yeah, tell him we can.
Hey, Barbell Shuck sent me here.
You're shaking your
He
head.
won't remember. He's met me 3 or 4 times. He'll be like, who's that guy?
That's right.
Not about. He just
He'll
never.
be like the little guy. He'll go, oh, the little guy.
The crazy guy who did
Little guy
power
we
cleans
can-
off a chair.
Against bands.
That's right. I was the only weightlifter willing to come in and do like banded power clean and jerks.
The beauty about Louis is that he's a completely open-minded guy, actually. He'll try anything if he thinks it'll help people get better. And he's telling you what he thinks will honestly help you. There's no actually much of an agenda there. He's a great guy.
If you're looking to switch up your training, you want some more variety for your strength work, you will walk out of there with a bunch of shit you've never done before.
Yeah, that's
So
the
you definitely
beauty
should
of
go
it,
there.
right?
He once
Yeah.
suggested that
Yeah.
Doug do 100 leg curls.
Yeah.
With
All at once in one sitting?
Yeah.
No, once.
He
Yeah.
goes,
me-
he goes, do 100 leg curls. I was like, all right.
Well, first he told me to build up to a 1 rep max, super ultra wide, legs locked out sumo deadlift, like as wide as I could go, like feet all the way to the bumpers, knees locked out, and just bend over and pick it up. He goes, build up to that, and then do 100 leg curls. Like, all right, I've never done that before.
How'd it
I
go?
got what I needed.
I don't think
didn't do
that's
anything.
I didn't do it. I was like, all right, you crazy bastard.
That's why you didn't pull that record deadlift.
That's
See? You
right.
should have taken his ice.
You could have
Never
been
PR'd ever again.
You've been a world
It's like-
record powerlifter.
I know.
All right, we're gonna take a break real quick. When we come back, we're gonna find out the secret interval system that you were given by Doug Katona that made you a great athlete.
Welcome back to Technique Wad. My name is Doug Larson with the Barbell Shrug podcast, and this is Alex Macklin. He's one of our faction and Barbell Shrug weightlifting coaches. He also helps coach in the 6-month Muscle Gain Challenge. Today we're going to go over how to get into a perfect snatch starting position. So first, Alex is going to show you what his snatch looks like, just to show you how beautiful it looks. Add some credibility to this guy. Don't f it up, Alex. There you go. We're going to go over how Alex approaches the bar and where he stands and his foot position, and then we're going to go into a starting position. So if Alex approaches the bar, see Alex puts the bar right where his toes start. So his shins aren't right up against the bar quite yet. There's a little gap between the bar and all this dog hair right here. So it's right over his toes. His feet are about hip width apart. How wide you stand will vary depending on who you are, and we'll actually talk about that at the very end. So he's not all the way up against the bar, and then he's going to go ahead and squat down. We're not going to talk about grip width on the bar. We actually have a separate video for that. But Alex grabs with a nice hook grip. Everyone knows what a hook grip is. You reach around and grab your thumb, and then go ahead and get into a perfect starting position, and we'll talk about each specific thing. So you can see with Alex, his shoulders are back. His hip is about the same height as his knee. His knee is out over his toe. His arms are nice and straight. And his shoulder is basically right above the bar, or maybe even slightly in front of the bar. Okay, so go ahead and take a quick break, Alex. So basically we're gonna go through each of those things one by one. I'll show you what it looks like when you're doing it incorrectly, and then I'll show you what it looks like when you're doing it correctly. So go ahead and hop back down. All right, so he's in a perfect position right now. His shoulders are back, going around your shoulders forward. See how his shoulders are rolled forward and they're kind of disconnected and they're not very stable. Now go ahead and pull them back together. Now his shoulders are back, he's in a better position. So that's point number one, shoulders back. Point number two, actually we didn't mention this the first time, he has a nice straight low back. If he rounds excessively, if he's all rounded over like that, that's good. That's obviously not a good thing to do. So go ahead and pull it back all the way straight. There you go, now he has a nice straight spine. Hips are down, his hip is about the same level as his knee. If he pops his hips up way too high, like he's doing a bad deadlift, now his back's round also, you don't want to be there when you're doing a snatch. You want your hip, when you're pulling snatches, you want your hip to be about the same level as your knee, maybe slightly above it, but definitely not like a deadlift where your hip is well above your knee. You're going to have to push your knees forward a little bit and pull your hip down to almost the same height as your knee. All right, now that Alex is rested, go ahead and get back down in that position one more time. Into a good starting position. So you can see Alex's shoulder is right above the bar, or maybe even slightly in front of it. He's covering the bar. His shoulders aren't behind the bar. He's not leaning back quite yet. He wants his shoulders in front of the bar, and as we go through the lift, he's going to keep his shoulders in front of the bar as long as possible. Only bring them behind the bar at the last possible second. So go ahead and get back into a good position. Again, hips as high as the knee, shoulders are slightly in front of the bar, arms are straight, there's no slack in his elbows. Go ahead and bend your elbows a little bit. There's no slack in his elbows like that. And then actually see if you come around front, thank you. Go ahead and posture up, get your elbows all the way straight. There you go, beautiful. Last thing, heels are on the ground, or last two things, heels are on the ground and his foot isn't collapsed because his knees are pushed out. So Two things: if you have bad ankle mobility, or you're just not used to getting into this position, or just not used to being in this position for a long time, like Alex, his legs are burning. So if he has poor ankle mobility, or just isn't used to being this low, two things might happen. His knee might dive in. Both knees might dive in like that, which you don't want to do that. It could be a lot worse than that, but Alex is sparing his knees here. So knee out is a good thing. And then finally, if your heels pop up off the ground, go ahead and get on your toes a little bit. If your heels are off the ground like that, that's also not a good thing. You're not going to be as powerful with your knee, or with your heels rather, off the ground like that. So go ahead and put them back down and get into a good starting position one last time. Shoulders are back, back is tight. Hips are down, about the same level as his knee. Shoulders are in front of the bar, elbows are straight, knees are out over his toes, basically where his thigh is at the same angle as his foot, and his heels are on the ground. That's what you get for doing doubles and singles all the time. He's gonna have to take a walk to catch his breath. Depending on your body type, you're going to set up slightly differently. So I have a short torso and longer limbs, and I'm not a tall person, but I'm taller than Alex is, so I set up a little bit different. For me, if I set up in the exact same position Alex does, with my feet semi-straight ahead, toed out just a little bit, and I only grab, maybe an inch outside of this little hash mark here, then for me, my knees are gonna get in the way, and I'm gonna bump the bar against my shins. I have to grab all the way wide, and then I have to toe out a little more and push my knees out even further, like this. That way, as I come off the floor, my knees are wide enough where they get out of the way of the bar. So I toe out more than Alex does for the most part, and I push my knees even wider, and I grab wider. Grabbing wider picks the bar up a little bit higher, because I have long arms. It would hit too low if I didn't. And if I didn't push my knees out of the way, then I would have to move the bar around my knees, which is a bad weightlifting technique. So depending on who you are, you can put little tweaks on that, but those are the main core concepts for getting into a perfect starting position. Okay. We have other videos on the first pull, the transition, the second pull, the catch, and the recovery. If you want to check out those videos, you can go to barbellshrug.com and click on the Technique Wad videos, and you can watch them there.
And we're back. Oh, Tanner Tennyson just put his hand in my ass.
Lucky?
Oh no. Those crossover symmetry guys.
He's so
They're
symmetrical.
wild. Oh, all right.
Tanner's just happy you got a plug on the show.
What were we supposed? That's how you get plugs on the show. You just you goose me on the way out of the room.
You just feel at Mike and he won't stop talking about you.
That's right. What are we supposed to talk about?
That's putting a lot of pressure on the guest. No idea.
The special interval system.
Oh, top secret interval training.
Oh yeah. Do you have any secret supplements you take?
Perfect food bars. Yeah.
That's your secret power?
That's my secret power.
No.
Yes.
Can I say, you keep some in
They
your
are
fridge.
delicious.
You keep some in your fridge, and we go over there to shoot the show, and I eat like 5.
My wife hates you.
That's right. She said, an email last time that said,
we actually keep
bring your own fucking perfect food bars this time.
That's probably what she said.
Yeah.
Well, we actually have the perfect foods bar set up in my fridge at the house. Like every flavor.
Oh yeah.
We just open the
Like
fridge.
a vending machine.
During we podcast at my house. We have the studio set up there, and we do it there. So, and we just eat the bars in between shows. Yeah.
That's really all it is. We're standing there eating bars. Like, this one's good. This one's the fucking honey one or whatever.
And I tell you what, since I started eating perfect foods bars, I've gotten better abs.
More perfect.
How about you?
And
Yes.
Have your abs gotten
more
better?
perfect. My abs have gotten better.
Yeah.
They have.
Oh shit!
It's not just me.
What's your favorite flavor?
I eat the peanut butter. I just
peanut
crush peanut butter. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
On butter.
is that technically paleo?
I don't care.
Is it actually perfect if it's not paleo?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who gives a shit?
After our workout today, we go out to to our chairs, and there is
Chairs?
She looks embarrassed already.
out on the
This is
beach,
gonna
right?
be good.
Oh, okay.
And there's this giant rat
It
that
was the
runs
cat.
out of Heather's
rat.
bag, and we're like,
rat in your bag?
we're like, what was it doing?
Holy shit.
I was like,
Eating my
it was
perfect
eating the
food bars.
perfect food bars, and it was. We found one.
Was it
and it's
Jack when
was
it
just
came out?
eating.
It was
Did it have nice
the
abs?
size of a cat. It was the biggest rat I've
It
ever
was like
seen
the
in my
size of a
life.
cat, and it was shredded probably.
It was.
They have Cuban rats down here, you know. You dig?
No,
They're on
it was-
steroids.
Oh,
They speak Spanish. They're well tanned. They manscape, ready for the beach. They wear neon.
They love cocaine.
They love cocaine.
It was wearing a neon thong.
absolutely.
Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
And it went and ran right into the water. So he's
What
going
is-
for a swim.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what's your? I know this is maybe like the vaguest question ever. From a diet perspective, like, so other kind of supplements. What's your general take on supplements and food? Like, what's your general approach? Do you count up all the units of the zone thingy? What do the people do with the zone with the units and the
The
blocks?
block.
They take grams.
Do you measure everything like an obsessive weirdo?
They take
No.
grams
Go-
and convert them to confusing blocks.
You go paleo. Yeah, do you go paleo and go, well, if it's natural, I just fucking eat all I want because you can't get fat if you do that. Like that's the justification I give myself on Friday nights. Like, well, it's dark chocolate. If you really think about it, I can eat 2 bars, and it's really only like 1 bar of regular chocolate. But what's your approach?
You know, it's taken me honestly some time to figure out what works best for my body, and for me personally, it's timing of what I'm eating and when. It wasn't necessarily
That's unique to you, which is
to me, yeah, and that's what I think. I don't think that a paleo does not work for me. Oh man, I'm a moody bitch on paleo.
Okay, let's get into that because that's the recurring theme.
Yeah.
Why was it not? Why were you a moody bitch?
I was
Your words.
My words.
Just reminding you.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you.
My words.
Why were you such a moody bitch?
I was a moody bitch because I felt tired all the time.
Go on.
I was exhausted. I felt weak. I didn't feel like I was strong. And so, you know, like paleo doesn't work for me. And so
How'd you fix
And that's
it?
like doing 2-a-days
Yeah.
or just training once a day or
that's
With
training.
no workout
just,
shake?
Yeah, just like every day how I'm feeling. You know, not necessarily.
too little carb.
I honestly think so. Yes.
It's tough to eat.
Everyone comes to that conclusion.
It's hard to eat like 100% paleo and get enough carbs to do like CrossFit.
Absolutely.
CrossFit athlete training.
Right,
Which is
and
different than doing a 45-minute WOD.
Right,
Like,
and I
or, you know,
think
going in
that-
for 45 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly, and I think that it's great for people that need that lifestyle change. You know, that are they're possibly overweight and they need
You said
something.
that in the nicest possible way.
I'm trying to
they're
be
possibly
For
overweight.
people who
Possibly
need a
overweight.
lifestyle change, who could be overweight,
Gravity
I
affects
eat
them.
if you're a fat powerlifter like I was, you should be eating strict paleo.
Yeah.
You don't need the fucking potatoes, bro.
Right.
Lay off.
But I think paleo is great for people that need a lifestyle change. Not necessarily for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it seems like CrossFitters geek out on energy systems a lot, and being a predominantly glycolytic sport for the most part, which is a super carb dominant sport, it's weird that they would be, at least the competitive athletes, so paleo friendly and not very carb friendly if it's a carb driven sport. It's
Right.
kind of a disconnect. So all competitors eventually realize that paleo most of the time is a good thing, but you still need higher carb paleo, if you will, if you want to be competitive at a high level.
Yeah, and if you want a cookie, have a damn cookie. I mean,
God bless you.
jeez.
Can I have a high five? To that point.
Yes.
To that. Well, I think paleo installs the lesson of like quality. Like you got to think of quality, but after that, you need the surplus to fuel what you're doing.
Sure.
That said, I know you got to have a delicious like go-to cheat meal. I want to know
Yes.
frequency. I want the details, the dirty, dirty details
Dirty
of every
details.
morsel. What do you go for?
Pancakes.
Fuck yeah, that's a good one.
They're-
Man.
It's
Yeah.
honestly like pancakes are my favorite.
Oh, yeah?
So you like
favorite
pancakes
food.
better than French toast?
Yes.
Oh shit, I don't know, man. That's a
French
mix. That's
toast
a
is
toss-up.
pretty damn good though.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
it
mine.
really is.
Like if I have pancakes or
Yeah.
French toast is
What you do is you take here's a good one. You take you get like a fucking pound cake. And you cut it into slices. You make French toast with that. You dredge it in the egg. You fry that shit in Kerrygold butter.
that's next level.
You top it with whipped cream cheese and you hit it with a little honey.
Next level shit right there.
Ooh,
What about you,
honey.
Joe?
That's the
Man.
voice of experience right there.
Joe, what do you do
Hey,
for
I didn't get
nutrition?
Tunani by accident, bro.
What do you do for nutrition, Joe? And
Anything I want, anytime I want.
Well, you're fucking 24.
Ask him.
This question is not valid for you, dude. When you
him
become
what he is
35,
eating right
then I
now.
want to know.
Every evening usually includes me eating peanut butter and Nutella. Like half the spoon peanut butter, the other half Nutella.
this dude's life is a cheat
it's-
meal.
Yeah.
Well, you're a guy
night.
that was 170 who has been trying to put on weight for the last couple of years. So eating whatever the hell you want is actually probably beneficial for you, keeping on as much mass as possible, especially as young as you are.
Some of the
Yeah.
Rich Froning school of dieting. Like, fuck, I need calories. Hamburger.
How do you feel
crush.
about Fruity Pebbles?
Oh, I'll eat them.
They're gluten free, right? So,
I don't care.
you know what I'm saying?
They're now non-GMO. Like they took the genetically modified shit out of them. Whatever that's worth.
That's why I feel good about eating Fruity Pebbles before I go to bed.
No, your cheat meal is you're a cereal guy.
I eat cereal.
You're a cereal and popcorn
Right before you go
guy.
to bed?
Yeah, I eat cereal and popcorn.
He's a cereal. Doug, what's your favorite current cheat?
Favorite cheat?
Yeah, when you're having that Doug
Most
moment.
people wouldn't call this a cheat meal, but I'll go out and eat either sushi rolls or Thai curry with a ton of rice. Those are my favorite
It's
meals.
so crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
That's a fucking boring cheat meal.
Dude, I don't even think I'm cheating if I do that. I'm like, man, I'm doing so good.
That's a question near and dear to my heart. And I think, what is my preferred cheat? And over years and years of eating ridiculous amounts of bullshit, I think carefully arrived at the idea that really all comes down to ice cream. God, man, there's just nothing. If you nail a salted caramel ice cream, I'll do whatever you want. I'll give you. You can have whatever you want of me. Wink.
I'll have to remember that.
Actually, I guess I left
You
out
do
the
need to remember
obvious. I left out the obvious on mine. I like little kid candy, like Skittles and Starburst. They're not a meal, but I love Skittles.
Yeah, what about
And then
Swedish
people
fish?
end up buying. Oh, Swedish fish are delicious
So
too.
good.
And all the fruity candies. Love that shit.
If you're going into a tense business negotiation with Doug, bring Skittles and push them across the table. Here are my terms.
This guy can't keep Skittles in his house. If there's a pound of Skittles in his house, 2 days later, gone.
Well, what I do is,
Done.
if I eat one, then I like really want them. So I only eat them right before I leave. I'll eat a few, and then I'll get in my car and I'll drive away. And by the time I get back to the house, like shit, I wish I had more Skittles feeling has gone away, and then I can kind of contain myself for a while. So I figured out how to trick myself.
My strategy is if you bring like tiramisu or some shit to my house, I go, there's only one path
How
forward.
often does someone bring tiramisu to your house? That's what I want to know.
Hopefully,
You know how it goes.
Hopefully more often. If you bring anything over that, like to my house, I'm like, I can't stop. Like I have one path, and that's to make sure this is gone in the next hour. That's the only way I can survive. I gotta get this gone out of my house.
Right.
If it stays here, I'll eat a little bit every day, and I'll be 10 pounds heavier by this time next week.
So do you have a cheat meal or a cheat day?
I need to dial it back to a cheat meal because, like I said, I'm getting ready for my bodybuilding show. It's 65 weeks away, 185 weeks away. But usually it's the biggest thin crust pizza I can find, and 1 to 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's. You know who's got the best cheat meals? The best cheat meals come from the fucking Rock's Instagram feed. I agree. Like Joe Rogan talks about that.
Oh, yeah.
You start following the Instagram feed of the Rock. He has like
It's good.
48 donuts. So let's eat them.
Oh shit!
Oh, donuts are so good. I
Hot
love
out of the oven
donuts.
or hot out of the fryer
Love
with
them.
Krispy Kreme. Jesus.
I get Timbits for my kids' little donut holes, and I'm like, I'm not getting a donut. I'm not getting, and I don't get a donut. But what
eat all your
I
kids' donut
ask them for a donut hole.
But how do you approach?
I mean, it's like 0 calories. It's like
Right, but one donut hole, I'm like, well, if I have 6, that's not a whole donut.
They disappear into your mouth magically.
I can't
You
stop.
Keep putting them down. How do you
it's
approach?
like dark matter. You know,
yeah.
it's not real.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a parent as well.
She's like, sure. I
got my
don't know
second.
what the hell you're saying, but I'll agree with you.
My second kid's on the way. You mentioned your kids. How do you deal with a kid who won't eat shit other than
Shit?
like the cheese crackers? Like my kid's a little bit weird. He will only eat like fruit and crackers. He won't eat like macaroni and cheese. He won't eat meat.
How old is he?
He's like 2. He'll be 2.5 in a couple months. So he's he's potty training. He took his first shit in the toilet. I'm very
that's
proud
so
of him.
good.
Little Max, my boy, brought a tear to my eye. But man, they're picky, and you try. Man, you need some protein. I'll give him I'll shake up more muscle and milk and give it to him. He loves that. Calls it a chocolate milk. But other than that, dude, there's all this shit you say you're going to tell your kids, and it doesn't quite work when your kid won't eat.
No,
You go into
it's the most
desperation mode.
frustrating thing, and you're not alone in that. I think every parent,
So even as a top level CrossFitter, like, what the fuck do you do with them? Like, what do you feed them?
honestly,
She's like,
I don't have the answer to that.
No, be honest. Like,
She's like, I'm about to get judged by all the paleo moms in the world.
There's a lot of CrossFitters out there who are going to face this. Like, my kid won't eat the zone, units of berries I'm feeding him. What do I do? He's about to be retarded, right?
Here's a block of strawberries. It's
Yeah.
bigger than you are.
Eat it.
No, I just think that, I think every kid goes through that stage where they just won't eat anything. But eventually, you want them to be kids and enjoy childhood, right? Because otherwise they're going to get to middle school and they're going to go to that lunchroom and they're going to get the macaroni and cheese and the pizza and the stuff that you've deprived them of. So I just say,
What if they never go to school? Like, do you think it's possible?
Here comes the libertarian, man.
Sorry. I put the weird spin on
I don't know.
She's like, well, that's a bit of a jump from what I was talking about, but okay, well, they don't go to
Not
school.
really. I mean, she went on like the whole, they go to school and they get exposed to these things. What if they were never to get exposed to those things? Do you think you'd do it different?
No. I think that I enjoyed my childhood because my parents let me be a kid and have, not necessarily the most healthy food. I mean, we ate healthy, but I was able to have candy and I could have macaroni and cheese and pizza.
I feel like if you can sneak in enough good stuff, the little metabolisms are so amazing. They just crush everything else.
My kids aren't getting anything but 100% paleo.
Well,
all the time.
Do you have children right now?
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
just
talk
kidding.
what you
kidding.
do.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I know I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just playing.
That's the funniest thing is when, some of my friends that are pregnant or just having babies, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do my, home make. I'm going to bake everything and freeze
what the fuck you're
it.
talking
And I'm
about.
like, yeah, we'll see about
You
that.
know who's got the best line about that is Louis C.K. when he's like, you ever see like a mom and like the McDonald's and the kid's like just left and the kid like the parent snaps and goes, shut up, just shut up. And you go, what did that poor kid do? And he goes, what you don't know is this poor little shitty kid has been torturing this woman all day. What I think is like, what did that shitty fucking kid do to that poor woman to make her react like that? And you kind of get that when you go, you're tired. You're so tired you won't sleep. You're so hungry you won't eat. And you gotta take a shit so bad you won't shit. That's what I'm dealing with my little boy. Like, if he's constipated, like you ate like 18 prunes. How you ate 18 prunes? I fucking saw you, bro. How are you constipated? How's it possible? But yeah, it happens. He's so tired he won't sleep, Chris. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Here, so we'll give the topic on nutrition, but we'll switch over to eating during a competition. We get questions from people all the time about like how do you eat during a competition, especially if it's like a 3-day event. Like what do you do all day long if you have to have a WOD in the morning, maybe in the middle of the day, and then again at nighttime? Like how do you guys manage that? We'll start with Heather.
It depends on how far apart the workouts are. Like today, we didn't really start. We got there at 10 and we didn't have our first workout until 2. And so I just ate, normal. I grabbed a bison burger and some veggies and ate like I would on any other day if I was, at school or at home. But once the workouts get closer together, I try to really keep my stomach a little bit light, not try to be hungry, but at the same time, nothing really, that's going to weigh me down at all. So
what is that usually for you? Like, what are you eating that's light, that doesn't weigh you down? Like, I know some people like to eat like mashed sweet potatoes or something like that. That's easy to digest, easy to just take a few bites here and there, but isn't like something heavy like a bison burger like you were talking about. Like, what did you eat today?
After the bison burger.
Yeah, right. Like right before that first WOD.
Right before the first, I had a banana and a Perfect Foods bar.
There you go. That's right. She tells the truth.
Yeah, and usually some protein too. About a half an hour before I work out.
Okay, and then right after that WOD, do you try to get some food in you as soon as possible? That way it's settled before the next WOD, or how does that work?
Right after I work out, I don't have much of an appetite actually. It takes me about an hour to kind of calm down and.
You're missing that critical carb window and shit.
Yeah, I know.
Science tells us if you don't do that, you die. You don't drink that shake, you fucking die, man.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
then I'll eat something, maybe have some more protein and but usually pretty light. Like tomorrow it'll be light because we have 3 workouts and within like an hour or 2 of each other. So
you're kind of snacking on fruit and like whey protein.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throughout the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect Food bars, of course.
Of course.
Okay, cool. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I eat pretty light. My normal training,
We're not shoving down, peanut butter and Nutella, eating light.
Yeah, well, that's after. That's after. So, normal day of training is kind of the same as a competition. I'll work out in the morning and then take a little break and then work out again in the afternoon, evening time. So, I just try to eat the same that I do then, which is breakfast. I eat PB&J, glass of milk.
That's beautiful.
Then I usually come back from the gym. I'll have some kind of sandwich, and then I'll go back, work out again. Yeah, always sandwiches. And then in the evening is when I just whatever I feel like. A lot of meat, a lot of carbs, sugars, everything.
Not only are you young, but you sound like a bachelor.
Sound like a bachelor that's in college.
I'm getting married in June.
Yeah. You're a bachelor, though. Yeah.
You guys ever been to Tom and Chi in Cincinnati?
No.
It's the grilled cheese fast food place. They have the grilled cheese donut, which is like one of the most
Shit is
delicious things
so
I've ever eaten in my whole life.
Really?
If I'm ever there, I'm
It
going to have
doesn't
to
sound
get
good,
that.
but it's so
Yeah.
amazing.
No, it sounds good. It fucking sounds really good.
It's incredible.
I had my
Plug
doubts.
for Tom and Chi because we went to the one in
Cincinnati.
and we went to the one in
Describe what it
Louisville.
is. Describe the
We were in
construction.
Kentucky when we went. There's two of them, I think, at this point.
I don't know where we were.
Well, anyway, but
We're
anything
between
with
Memphis
cheese.
and Columbus. I know that.
that's right. Driving to Columbus, probably for the Arnold. But anyway, yeah, we got a grilled cheese donut, which was amazing. It's incredible.
That's the ultimate cheat meal.
If you're in Cincinnati or Louisville or wherever that one is in Kentucky, go to Tom and Chi, get a grilled cheese donut.
How they make it,
It'll
though?
change your life.
How do they make that? I've seen it made where you cut the donut in half and you flip it around and you grill the formerly inner part.
We were eating it, Chris, not making it. Jeez.
no.
Listen to me.
It was
maniac. The fans at home want to know how to make it for themselves, right? So I know you can cut it in half and flip it around, and that way all the sugar parts on the inside, and you put your cheese there, and you can like griddle it. How'd they make it? How was it presented to you? Or was it just like
I
two
don't
donuts
exactly
with
remember.
cheese?
All I remember that
It was one donut cut in
beautifully
half.
salty and sweet at the same time, and crunchy but doughy. Like they all
I think
the
they put
ranges were
bacon
perfect.
on it. I think they put bacon on it too or something. It was
We had
crazy.
some
It was
meat.
so crazy good. It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
You could eat probably 45 of
To
them.
be fair,
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, to be
I love
fair,
anything
like
with cheese.
the flavors were so strong, it probably was like extra good. The fact that I just had like a bite or two, and we shared one. Like if something has like a really strong flavors, it's like really good for a couple bites, but then it's like overwhelming. Like if you get like a really strong
Not
chocolate
if you're
cake
drunk,
or
it's
something
right.
like that.
It's too rich.
Kind of like that. It's too rich to eat a lot of
Yes.
it, but for a few bites, it's unreal.
Something like that is best at 3 a.m. after you come out of the club. You know what? I'm going to die if I don't eat that. I'm going to fucking die if I don't eat that thing.
It's a show.
3 a.m.
Exactly.
I'd fight over one of those.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys.
That's my
we're
new
gonna-
favorite cheat meal.
We're going to wrap this up.
Great
You
question
guys have
earlier.
anything you want to promote before we go away? Gyms, websites, blogs,
Political parties.
Facebook pages.
Recipes.
Do not promote a political party unless I agree with it.
Just my sponsors, Perfect Food Bars. I'm sponsored by Pursuit RX, which is a diamondized line just for CrossFit. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it's fairly
I
new.
never heard of that.
It's pretty great.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and Reebok, obviously.
And
They-
the precious little second graders who you love so much.
And yes.
Which you'll probably say, don't watch that.
Don't watch
'cause they
that
say
show.
fuck the whole
Yeah,
time.
well, I teach at Christian
are
school, so
savvy.
no,
Kids
that'll
are
be
savvy. They
Teach where?
at a Christian school, so probably they won't be watching this. I hope.
I hope not.
One of the moms is going to be Googling your name.
I
and
won't
it's
be
gonna pop
teaching
up.
anymore. Yeah.
We're really good at Google search. Sorry.
That's right.
The fat one says fuck a lot. I know. He's confused about where he's going in life and what he's doing.
Right. It'd be like the Columbus Times. Barbell Shrug gets Heather Welsh fired from teaching job.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That'd be good for us. We'd get good ratings.
That's right.
Bad for the kids, good for us. We'll take it.
All right, Joe.
Check out my athlete Facebook page. That's all I got. I need to promote it.
Yeah,
You post a picture of your daily PB&J there. You should do that.
Yeah,
Can you do that?
actually,
I'll follow if you do that.
I think my most recent picture is of Nutella, peanut butter, jelly, and bread.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, it's all I got for this weekend.
See, I'm so
from the grocery
excited. I
store.
would hit the
So,
share button. I would just hit the share button. On
Yeah.
that.
God bless
That's
you.
what I
God
need.
bless you and your young, pristine metabolism. I'm fucking so jealous of that shit. I'll be 585 pounds if I ate that every morning.
All right, Joe. All right, Heather. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's very pleasant talking to you. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. It was fun.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. That was fun.
Thank you.